Listen, people say I'm boring, and people say
Oh, forget that though. I like a good conversation.
Do you know what it is? Exposure. I've done a right bit of traveling around the world. I just didn't get in trouble in Ireland. I got in trouble in America and spent time in a penitentiary. I also nearly killed somebody in Canada for trying to put his hand in my balls when I was laying sleeping in a shared hostel. I broke him up that bad. I ended up in the Dawn Penitentiary, mate. The old Dawn jail, not this new fancy.
What, in America?
No, this one was in Canada. It was in 1987, the year I got shot. My father said, listen, you need to go away for a while. So I ended up, I landed in Toronto. I got a bit of work. I was working away. I was sharing a room with one girl and two men. One of them, he said he was some kind of a dentist priest. I woke up half juiced one night and the cunt had his hand under the blanket. I kicked him, I punched him, I jumped on him. I defaced him. I left him, God forgive me. I don't care what, I left him. He was never the same. And I was held in the Dawn jail for nearly a year until they brought me to the airport and they sent me back to fucking Ireland. And there you go, mate. As for the penitentiary in America, in Hartford Correctional Penitentiary, that was for marijuana, false passports, false documents. And the fact that the ceasefire had just ended in Ireland, the ceasefire had just started, and we were getting a so-called peace. Who is this guy?
Yeah, you talking about that, you definitely.
Absolutely. I can tell you
your life.
I will tell you now, and I mean this over my children's life, and I will never tell this lightly. I know many. I went to school with many. I have never in my life swore allegiance to any organisation. But I've hung around the edges of it all my life. There you go. I've never joined an organisation. I've never been a member. Have I ever done stuff? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Listen, people, that's how you know. Hey, a real IRA, he wouldn't come on YouTube telling you he was in the IRA. He'd say exactly.
Jesus Christ Almighty. People throw the name. Let me tell you something. I'll tell you something now. Many a friend died and many a friend are still living. But they committed some of the worst atrocities. They really, really did. And I accept that. And the same as they keep saying the other side, the British government could have finished this 45 fucking years ago. They could have finished. People didn't have to die for the last 45, 50 years. People are still dying here because of it. The war's not over.
You still live in Northern Ireland now, Dogman? You still live in Northern Ireland, though?
Listen, mate, I'm not too far from the Falls Road. I'm over in the north of the city. I have a nice apartment. I have a nice shower. I have a nice Jeep. I have a horse.
What's it like there now? Is it all calmed down now? Like, or do you still get like all the riots and all that shit? And...
Put it like this. I said this on another channel. I'm not up on other channels or even James English. I spoke to James English offline. He's interviewed my missus's uncle, her dad's brother. His story's fascinating.
What was his name? Talk about what?
Well, I'll tell you now who he is. The biggest cash robbery ever in American history at the time. They're actually making a movie of it now. They're trying to get he's got the pick of who he wants. I'm not going to tell you who there is. I'm not going to tell you who he's turned down. Some of the biggest stars in the world. He's a guy born and raised in North Belfast. He's my missus's godfather, also her uncle. His name is Sam Miller. He pulled off the biggest cash robbery in American history at the time. $8 million. $5.5 million never found. He's back in Ireland, back in Belfast. He's an absolute gentleman. What he thinks of the leadership of the Republican movement in Ireland, I'll let you watch this fucking thing. This is the leadership of the IRA, the Republican movement, Sinn Féin. This is a man who was on hunger strike with Bobby Sands, was on the dirty protest. He was one of the last men to come off the blanket. People call him everything. To me,
is he still alive now?
He's alive. I'll see him over the next 5 or 6 days, mate.
How old you know he's getting on?
He's 10 years older than me.
Oh, 65. Yeah.
So what's James English, Sam Miller, my life inside the IRA? The IRA is about probably 15
Is he like a storyteller with grey hair? Well, obviously that's grey hair.
There's actually two. He's wearing a nice top. It's like an old Moz Fred Perry top. It's brown. And he's got his grey straight hair.
I might have watched it, you see, already.
Well, listen, it's got, I think, over 800,000 views, mate. Listen, I can tell you he's been outside of Ireland. He's banned on the media over here. Not in the north, or sorry, in the south. Oh, in the north, not in the south. He's banned on the media in England, and Sky News have blocked him. And but yet, in Holland, Belgium, Germany, he's been in every royal palace. He's getting invited back and forth to different countries. He's treated like royalty. He speaks the truth, mate.
For a video. Can you do that? Yeah, I'll just type in Sam Miller.
Just type in James English Sam Miller. Just type in James English Sam Miller. It's my missus. It's my missus.
Yeah, I've watched that one, yeah. I've watched that one.
Listen, this guy talks about his life. He doesn't come from originally from a Catholic background. He comes from an Orange background or Protestant background. Yeah. As my future wife does. Listen, I've nothing to hide. I've a hell of a lot to tell. If people only hear it, will it be fascinating? Let me tell you something. Half of my world will blow you away. You'd say, how the fuck is he still alive? How the fuck did he get away with that? The reason I got away with it is because I never fucking told anybody. That's how I got away with it. Yeah. So, me and Exposure's going to talk in the very near future. He's going to get a phone number from me. I know so many people who's him.
Sam, yeah, man.
Listen,
Sam.
You'll also get my full name. You'll also see what I do. You'll also see what I do for a pastime. You'll see.
I can tell you an intelligent. Listen, I can tell you an intelligent fella. Let me know that you've lived a life. Look, I know no matter who you are, you've lived a life. Do you get me? I know you live.
And I mean this with the greatest respect to the people in the chat, the ones who care, don't care, love me, hate me. I'm not Marmite. I'm just a fucking dog, man. Exposure